you're getting at. And I both completely agree and completely disagree with you for two different reasons. Number one, we are the largest AIoT platform in the entire world already. That is by a significant margin. We have over 860 million connected devices around the world. That means, barring for the fact that some people have more than one in 7 people roughly will have a Xiaomi ecosystem device in their home. However, I do agree in the sense that we do want to bring more and more categories to global. I think one of the things that you'll notice, specifically if you ever visit one of our flagship stores in our domestic market, is there is a wide variety of product categories that we have that have never made it to global. Like you mentioned, the washing machines, the dryers, the refrigerators. We do have plans to bring all 3 of those categories to global in the very near future, as well as air conditioners.
Global?
Yes. Globally being one of those really interesting words that we use a lot.
America, so global.
Or statement.
Progress is almost a statement. So a lot of the products we see today doesn't sell in Brazil. Like Xiaomi, Xiaomi 15 won't sell in Brazil, and other products. So.
There. And like this is something that we could actually talk about for like an hour because there's so many idiosyncrasies to the situation. When it comes to Latin America specifically, there's a lot of trade and tariff information, like there's a lot of taxes, etc., that kind of overweigh the problem. That said, like take a look at what we've done with our Leica devices over the last few years. Originally, we didn't bring them to Latam, and now this is something that we've advanced. We're always aiming to bring more products. I can't ever full on tell you a single product is going to be available in every single market around the world next year. What I can tell you is what products are going to be available there this year, and well, I can't tell you what's going to be available there later this year. But what I can tell you is what's available now and that we hope to bring more and more. There's no specific reason why we leave out LATAM other than the fact that there are more hurdles and different hurdles to getting them over there. And that is the depth of the information that I'm willing to give you today. One of those tricky growth areas. You guys have noticed, you guys have been to a lot of product launches over the last 2 years. Literally everybody's talking about AI. There's always an AI something at every single launch event. One of the things we really want to focus on is making sure that AI is actually something that offers usability. Because having a random AI button on a feature that you're never going to use just so that you can market it as AI is not the right way to go about this. When it comes to like the smart home, this offers like essentially the biggest thing, at least for me personally, is that it offers a lot of possibility in the range of automations. So you'll see this very heavily in the Chinese market first, because we do this with a lot of the things that we test are first in the Chinese market. With car, being able to automate a lot of your smart home at home. And this is all run through different machine learning algorithms and deeper AI algorithms. So what we really hope to do is integrate AI into not only our Xiaomi home platform, but into individual devices where it's something that's very useful. This is going to come out most obviously in our, so you can look at AI in a couple different layers, right? There's AI that you see and there's AI that you don't see when it comes to products. So the AI that you don't see is like things like the Google Cloud Compute. This is something that's happening in the background. It's making sure that your data is secure, or we're using cloud to compute certain different features of your phone, or computational photography, etc. And then there's very, very transparent AI, things that you will see in, for instance, Xiaomi Home, that are going to help you automate different tasks within your day, as well as, for instance, just feature ads like Gemini in certain smart devices, Gemini on your wristwatch, Gemini hopefully on your earbuds in the near future. 15 Ultra.
15.
Okay, so for the 15, more than anything, the camera is phenomenal. I will always start with the camera with our 15 series. It's, as you know, it launched in China quite a few months ago, and the overall feedback for the camera has been phenomenal. It is one of the best pocket shooters available in the world today. But personally for me, because I dailied the 15 for, I think, about 7 months in pre-development and after launch, it's the size. So I don't know if I'm getting old, but I like smaller devices. So to have a good device in a small, like these phones, they keep getting bigger and bigger. And some people love that. And that's the best thing for some people. But I got tiny hands, man. So having like I like the compact devices. Beyond that, the battery life is exceptional. So a lot of people have known about Xiaomi before, and I've said this over and over again. We have one of the best battery experiences available in the market. Sometimes you need to do a little bit of your own personal tuning to get the best of it, but once you do get it to the place you want it, we offer better battery experience than almost anybody else. And a lot of the flagships in comparable prices from certain brands that I would never name out loud during this will offer you charging that's 1/3 of the speed. meaning that if you do need to charge your phone suddenly, you're sitting there for an hour waiting for it, which is not exactly the best experience. So yeah, in order, it's camera, size, form factor, and then battery. Well, I think this cooperation with Leica has been absolutely incredible. If I'm going to speak to any specific product, obviously the 15 Ultra is going to make a huge splash in the market. For me, though, the 14 Ultra was kind of an inflection point. I think it's when we made kind of a quantum leap forward in the overall performance of the camera smartphone. Yeah. We constantly evaluate. I think you specifically, Hadley, probably know that this is something that we are in constant talks with Google about. So a lot of it comes down to our agreements with them, as well as the individual needs of the product. I'm personally a big proponent of more updates. However, I do want to give a caveat on this. The average use span of an individual smartphone is generally not 6 years. Most people do not use their devices for 6 years. However, deving for 6 years does add cost into every single smartphone that's made. So we have to strike a balance between what is enough to make sure that people get device updates for a reasonable amount of time, but don't overdo it, because this is a cost that will eventually find its way passed down to the user. This is something that we'll evaluate, and we will always keep people updated as we go. Market. I can't quote exact numbers on this, and I want to be very careful about doing so. In the time that we've worked with Leica, our flagship market share has grown exceptionally. I don't want to give any exact numbers. I can perhaps follow up with you on that. However, you also have to consider the fact that while we can attribute some of that to our partnership with Leica and the fruits that we've reaped from this, Leica is only a single element of the smartphones that we create. And we have changed many more things about both our business and our product model in those years. So it would be difficult for me to ever give you an exact number of this is because of Leica, beyond user satisfaction and certain Leica features. This was a very expected question on our part, and I understand the confusion about this. So ultimately, there's a vast difference when you're importing a device and selling it within a market in which it's manufactured. So in order to import this device, the 6,000 milliamp hour battery that was offered in domestic markets would have led to an undue increase in the overall cost of devices for users in global, or outside of our domestic market. So the thing to really note here is that, like, ultimately we should try and strike a balance between giving you everything that we possibly can, and again, how much is it going to cost? Let me be clear. Your question is about the security of user data, correct? Okay, so first off, I want to state very, very clearly, we adhere with all GDPR policies. We are in very, very close accordance with all user data and security policies. Beyond that, a lot of our current feature is going to use either Google Private Cloud Compute for anything AI related, which I understand is a very big concern with this current AI wave using cloud compute. Everything will be going through Google's secure servers. And beyond that, anything that does go through Xiaomi servers in Singapore is kept entirely secure and anonymous. He is very much a celebrity. And that kind of leads, okay, so think about it this way. And I want to be very clear. Now I'm talking about my own personal read on this situation. So this is Daniel's opinion. This is not Xiaomi's opinion on this. Lei Jun is an incredibly famous man. He's also an incredibly busy man. He is one of the most motivated and driven people I've ever encountered in my entire life. And I've met some very hardworking people. The fact that this man has built a company from essentially nothing, made it the world's third largest smartphone brand, and is now trying to conquer the EV market, means that there's not a lot of time for things like that. So as much as we would love to have him at the global markets, he's got a lot on his plate. So he leaves it to the kids. So that's really three questions in one. I'll go in order here. So as far as cross-device compatibility, this is something that we always do put some effort into. There are limitations both from our side and what is offered by third-party hardware providers. While we would like to offer more support for certain, I won't say Apple, but like offer more support for everything in the world, there are limitations to how much we can dev for. I personally would suggest you get Xiaomi earbuds. Or sorry, Xiaomi watch.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to custom silicone, we are very proud of some of the advancements we've made in like our battery management tech, certain other chipsets, ISPs, etc. When it comes to other SoCs, I don't have any other comments to offer today.
No problem.